Ty has a rage problem, right? He has an aggression problem. Anytime he wants to communicate, he yells. Why you getting all swollen in the chest because she said, "Can you get me a drink?" Like, what's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk to Never Ever Mets. This is season 2, episode 4, Lying for Sport. Everybody's lying. The men are lying, the women are lying. Hell, production is lying. Everybody's lying. Before we get started, do me a favor. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. Shout out to Kiki. Kiki was in the comments last week, so shout out to her. I still have opinions, Kiki. I still got opinions on this episode, right? Let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. So the episode picks up um kind of the next morning. Now we start off with Jared. So Kiki is asleep, and Jared is talking to Charlie, and he wants her Coke. Pointless scene. But Jared goes downstairs and he's talking to Cinco and Chris, and then eventually Brandon. And Jared is like, man, um, we would all be in the doghouse if the women knew, if our ladies knew what we said last night. Cinco said, y'all would be. Y'all would be in the doghouse. I didn't say no, okay? Cinco really minds his own business, and I love that for him, okay? So Chris said, look, I was just being petty in the moment, and my thing is, Chris, I don't think you were being petty in the moment. I think that you were just here because Own said, hey, Chris, you want to be on another show. You weren't being petty. You would honestly not choose Alexis if y'all had to in that moment, but whatever. So Brandon comes in, and Brandon is saying how he feels bad for not having a conversation with Kiki as to why he wrote no. Kiki knows he wrote no because she saw it, but he just didn't feel like talking about it. And then he was like, I feel bad, but I don't. I don't feel bad. I don't think you should feel bad, right? Your feelings are your feelings in that moment. I would have been frustrated if I'm cooking and cleaning for 14 people and Kiki is doing nothing. I would have felt bad, or I would have been irritated about that too. So that's cool. So we then see Jay asking Brittany if Clay is going to be eating vegan tonight. So Jay has been everybody's sous chef. Let's get into what Jay and Cinco got going on. Cause y'all walking around like y'all the perfect couple, and I think y'all are cute together, whatever the case. But I would like to know what the two of y'all got going on, okay? But she's like, I'm the sous chef, so I just want to know if he's gonna be eating vegan. And Tatiana was like, I don't care if he's vegan or not. I'm not forcing him to be vegan, but I heard he been sneaking around eating meat, and I said, nigga, like, considering she didn't ask you to be vegan. She didn't ask you to. So why are you making this a thing? So Jay was like, look, he eats vegan at dinner, but I made him a sandwich and it had turkey on it and he scarfed it down. Lord, they show that footage and the way he eating that sandwich, like he was eating that sandwich like he ain't never ate before. My issue is, Jay, why are you making this woman's man a sandwich? Why are you? Oh, because he wants to sneak and put some meat on there. If he don't get his big ass in there and make his own meat sandwich, I don't think Jay should be making him a sandwich. I don't, right? So Tatiana feels away because why are you lying about being vegan? I never asked you to be vegan. I never said I wanted you to be vegan. I don't care how you eat. So for him to come in and be like, oh, well, I want to start being vegan because you are cool, but don't sit around and play in my face and lie about it. And I'm with Tatiana. That would piss me off too because I'm not asking you to be vegan. So nigga, if you want to eat a beef taquito, eat it. Like, what are we doing, right? So we then get to Jared and Charlie. So Charlie said, look, I just don't feel like myself today because your woman intuition is telling you that this nigga is lying to you, but you like him, so go ahead, girl. Jared in his confessional is saying how he feels bad for writing F no the night before. No, you don't. You just want to crack, remember? I just want to crack. You don't feel bad, Jared. Jared is playing in her face, and it's like, I've been telling everybody we in so deep. And because we in so deep, I can't like, it's like what is the word? What is the word? And Charlie is like, our dynamic. Yeah, our dynamic is so intertwined. Oh my God. So Jared does that fake laugh he does with his mouth open, all wide, showing all 32, while he leans over. Like it's performative. And I feel like deep down Charlie knows it's performative, but I'm gonna let you have it, sis. Jared then said, look, I'm waiting for you to get comfortable enough for the intimacy suite because I'm here to crack, okay? That's what I said in the confessional last week. So, in his confessional this week, Jared is saying, look, I'm gonna let her make the first move, but like after that, I'm gonna be making all the moves because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Charlie, you hid all them kids. Okay, now you did hide 3 kids, sis, but I still hate this for you. I don't like to see anybody's, get anybody's face get played in like this. I it's I'm a Libra. I can't help it. So we then see Brandon and Kiki. Brandon wants to talk. I said, let's talk. Kiki said, I don't want to talk. Or Kiki said, I did want to talk last night, but you didn't. Because what was happening last night, like you were talking over me, you were cutting me off, you were talking to everybody else. Like I wanted to talk last night, but you didn't want to talk last night. And I'm like, well, Kiki, no, he didn't want to talk last night. He was upset. Brandon goes on and on again about talking about the liquor consumption. Kiki said, we're on vacation. No, you're not. You were not on vacation, Kiki. And I was with Brandon. We said it at the same time. This is not a vacation. This is an experience for us to see if we can work something out, to see if we can get something going between the two of us. This is not a social vacation for you to come and stick your, put your feet up and drink you a cocktail. That's not what we're here for. We're here to put in the work to get to know each other. We're here to put in the work to see if maybe we could maybe sort of somewhat kinda be a little something. This is not a social visit, right? So Brandon then said, look, you were drinking while I was cooking. You doing the most, you're playing around. You were drinking while I was cleaning. While I had to cook and clean for 14 people. You were supposed to be helping me. And I'm like, that's facts. It's facts. And what bothers me is the fact that Kiki refuses to take any accountability for this. Girl, just say sorry I didn't help you cook. But for whatever reason, Kiki won't say that. Kiki won't just apologize. I guess, girl. So Kiki tells him, "Look, I need you to mind your own business when it comes to my drinking. That's giving alcoholic teas. It's very alcoholic coded." So in Kiki's confessional, she said, "Look, it's him trying to control me. It starts with him saying I can't drink today. Tomorrow it's going to be something else. Now look. Okay." I've said before in these videos, I drink, right? I went out last night, had a couple martinis. However, when you are dating somebody, when you are trying to build a life with somebody, if that person has said, hey, maybe I think you drink too much. And yes, Brandon's approach was aggressive. I said that last week too. I think his approach was wrong, but his feelings are valid. Your response should not be stay out of my business. Like, what are we like? Come on, Kiki. Come on, Kiki. So Brandon said that he's tired of her. I said, well, damn. And she said, well, I'm tired of you too. So Brandon goes inside and he's venting to Jay, Cinco, and I want to say Brittany or Tatiana. It was one of the two. Alicia, who was outside listening, comes inside and it's like, I'm just being drained by everybody else's stuff. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of what y'all got going on. You need to go talk to Kiki. Me and Brandon was like, worry about your own relationship, Alicia. This ain't for you, baby. You have bigger issues going on right now. Way bigger issues. At least Brandon and Kiki like each other. Ervin does not like you and you do not like him. Okay? So Brandon and Alicia have a little bit of an exchange, and then she goes outside. Ervin walks in. Brandon immediately was like, "Look, I had to kind of check your girl. She came in getting in my business." Ervin gets so upset and it's like, "I'll handle it. That's for me to deal with. What you about to go do? Pimp slapper? Why did you say it like that?" So he kind of views this as another red flag added to the long list of red flags that Ervin has for Alicia. Alicia is a big ass walking red flag if you ask Ervin. Now, do I think that Alicia has done some fugazi stuff? Yes. Do I think that Alicia is doing too much in some capacities? Yes. But Irvin, we're not gonna make it seem as if you are just the epitome of what she's looking for. We're not gonna do that, okay? So Irvin pulls Alicia to the side and said, "Look, you causing issues in the house. Stop." Alicia said, "How? How am I causing issues? And I've been minding my own business today." No, girl, why are you sitting up there lying? You have not been simply minding your own business. And you know you haven't. See, unnecessary lies like that are irritating because, and I'm not saying that Alicia's going around causing trouble, but you clearly were you just interjected yourself into somebody else's business, right? So Irvin said, "But you aren't. You're in other people's business." Alicia said, "Okay, yeah, cool, fine. I told him to go talk to Kiki. Yes, I did say that. And okay, right, you're right. Maybe I should have minded my own business. I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. My bad, my bad, my bad." Now she is saying, "You're right." She's saying, "You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done, I shouldn't have been doing this. I shouldn't have, whatever the case." She is acknowledging fault. She's taking accountability. She's taking responsibility. For whatever reason, Irvin starts to chastise her like a child. "Just stop. Stop doing it." Just, and I'm like, what are you mad for, Irvin? What are you mad for, Irvin? So next thing you know, Alicia starts praying and talking in tongues. And she was like, "My body is telling me that I need to just, release everything. I'm stressed." I said, "Oh, Alicia, baby, you need to go home. You need to go home." So Irvin said, "Look, moving forward, just don't do it again." And I just said, "Nigga, who the fuck are you talking to?" Because I was with Alicia. You not my daddy. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not a child. I'm not a child, and you're not going to talk to me like one. Should Alicia mind her own business? Sure. Absolutely, she should. But on the flip, Irvin, you weren't even there. You didn't even hear out her side of the story. And the reason that Irvin feels that way is because he doesn't like her because she's not all over him. Is Alicia wrong in some cases? Yes. But Irvin doesn't like her because she's not all over him. And he is seeing how some of the other couples are and they're more touchy-feely and people done been to the intimacy suite and all this other stuff that's going on, and he wants that and she's not giving it to him, so he's walking around with an attitude about it. Take your weird ass home, Irvin, because you doing too much. Honestly, truth be told, you should have went home when she said she felt unsafe with you. That should have been your clue. Or Q. Both of them. That should have been that. So we then see Brandon and Kiki. They're going to meet with Dr. Allie, okay? So they're meeting with Dr. Allie, and she is a relationship coach and therapist and all that type of stuff. So Brandon said, "Look, I've dealt with trauma where I have seen alcohol ruin relationships and homes. I don't want that to be us. I don't want Kiki to go down that road like my mom, where, alcohol starts to control you and you don't control alcohol." So Brandon has trauma stemming from alcohol. Great. That's a great thing to know. So my question was, does Kiki know about that, right? Kiki then says, "Yeah, I know about that. I understand that, but I don't want him to monitor my liquor." And see, this is where I have to say, Kiki. Let me get through it. Let me get through the notes. So Kiki said, "I am on vacation. I'm having a good time. And that's all that is. It's not that big of a deal." Brandon said, so the expert, Dr. Alley said, what is it to y'all? Okay. What is binge drinking? What is drinking too much? What is it to y'all? Okay. How many drinks? Brandon, what is that ring? Okay. So Brandon said that 3 drinks for him is the limit per night. 3 drinks. Honestly, 3 drinks is in most cases enough. It is. 3 drinks is is that I think that's solid, right? Whether it's 3 drinks or 1 drink and 2 shots, or like, I think that's solid. Kiki said 2 or 3 drinks and 2 or 3 shots. Okay. So Dr. Alley said, oh, so that's roughly 7 drinks. Now, you say 7 because there's always going to be one more that she didn't count. Okay. So Dr. Alley explains that binge drinking in one night is considered anything over 4 drinks. And for a woman, it's slightly less, maybe 2 to 3 drinks. Okay. So she asked her, when did the drinking start? Kiki said it started about a year or so ago when she lost her mother. And she said drinking takes her out of her head. And it's just the way to take away some of the heaviness that is life, right? So I'm like, okay, so we found out last week that Kiki's mother passed away, and that's when some of the drinking did start. But the way that Kiki just explained this, it's like Dr. Ellie said, it's become a way to cope. It's escapism, right? You're doing this so that you can get away from your present reality, and that's not good. That's not good. So Dr. Alley then turns to Brandon and said that your anxiety is causing control, and said that the way that you're coming across is aggressive. Now, Brandon has the right intentions, but yeah, his approach is wrong. And I've said that before too. The way, like, there's nothing wrong with Brandon wanting to there's nothing wrong with Brandon expressing how he feels about Kiki's drinking, right? Especially because it's not like she's having a glass of wine and she's sitting back chilling and we're not seeing anything. The way that what we saw her falling off the couch and all that type of stuff, and then having a hangover or withdrawals or whatever it was the next day, and then being sick, and then still being very indignant about the drinking, that is a problem, right? And there's nothing wrong with Brandon voicing his opinion, but Brandon did come at her wrong. The yelling and all that type of stuff, that was wrong. And we see that the aggression, right? The urgency is just coming from his past. Cool. What I find interesting is that Kiki knows that he has trauma stemming from alcohol, and it's like she doesn't care. Kiki doesn't care. And I think that is the unfortunate part. I think that's the part that's kind of like, damn, Kiki, he's telling you the issues that he has with it. And instead of you being like, okay, let me try to reel it in, you're just on some, don't worry about what I drink. I just think that's interesting. So Brandon is excused, and Dr. Alley wants to talk to Kiki on a more personal tip, real quick. So Kiki said, look, it's starting to feel lonely in the house because we aren't meshing. You know, these are all strangers. She don't know nobody. So she said that she knows how her ex made her feel, and her ex was cheating on her and doing all of this other stuff, and she doesn't want to go back to that type of relationship. So her ex was her first love, and he was doing the most, right? There were pregnancy scares and a lot of habitual cheating and all of that type of stuff, and I guess she's worried about that happening now with Brandon. So she said, but you know what, I just had to let that go. She exhaled, right? Dr. Alley said, okay, so when did you let it go? Kiki said 4 months ago. I said 4 months ago. Dr. Alley said that, how long you been talking to Brandon? Because Dr. Alley knows. And Kiki was like 4 years. So Kiki wants to tell Brandon, but she said not right now because they have all the issues with the drinking and stuff. Kiki, the audacity of you to basically, because Kiki, I believe they said still lives with her ex, right? For Kiki to be cheating, basically emotionally cheating on this man, but whatever. So Kiki thinks that this is something that they can work past. I don't. I don't think it is. He already don't like the fact that you drink. So you're going to add in the fact that you. Why are you playing in this man's face, Kiki? Why? Why? I don't like that, Kiki. I gotta be real with you. I don't like that. I feel like this was this. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know. So they go play top golf. They're having a date night where everybody's going to go out and hang out. We're seeing that they're doing more out of the house activities this season. Great. Brandon and Kiki are taking shots and drinking, and she's so happy he letting her drink because he said, "Look, we're just going to drink together." She's so excited. We ain't seen nothing from her the entire scene because she is so excited that they are taking shots and having drinks and she can get drunk in peace without having to hear him bitch about it. Cool. Meanwhile, Alicia is over in her seat. And she just starts dancing and bouncing around and whatever. Irvin clearly makes a face at her. She catches the face and was like, "Oh, I can't dance." He gets mad and was like, "Weird, Joe. Weird, Joe." Like, I ain't even say nothing. I ain't even say nothing. I ain't even say anything. Like, what you, like, you weird, Joe. And I'm like, "No, Irvin, you made a face though. You definitely made a face like you are uncomfortable or you did not like the fact that she was dancing." He's such a gaslighting asshole. Like, what is wrong with you? So then Ty is ignoring Brittany. The entire time, Ty is more focused on Jared and all that type of stuff. I don't like Ty. I don't like his soul patch or nothing. So Tatiana decides to confront Clay about Jay making him meat sandwiches, but telling her that he's eating vegan. And she was like, "You're lying about what you eat." And Clay is like, "I don't have to lie about nothing to you, baby, but you are though, Clay. Clavassier, you are lying about it though. That no, you don't have to lie about it, but you are." So Cinco was like, "Look, all you need to do is apologize, bro. All you gotta do is apologize and say my bad for, sneaking and eating meat behind your back." And Clay, for whatever reason, won't apologize for lying. He just keeps saying, "I don't have to lie to you." But you are. You also lying about that baby that you hiding. You also lying about that. So Tatiana said, "If you'll lie about petty shit like this, then what else would you lie about?" So she gets up to go because it's her turn at golf, right? And Clay was like, "Do you have to talk with your hands?" If she want to talk with her hands, then she can. Like, I just felt like that was such a microaggression. Because how is that bothering you? She's not in your face. She's standing to the side and she's moving her hands while she talks. Why the fuck is that bothering you? I bet you Clay typically dates white women. He gives me he dates white women. Because you feel in a way that she's that far from you and she's making a couple gestures with her hand. Why do you care? She's not in your face with it. Oh my God, that pissed me off. That irritated me so bad. And I put in my notes, he must date white women. Because a lot of white women do not talk with their hands. A lot of black women do. I talk with y'all see my hands be moving. Okay, I get a little upset with somebody. It's gonna be, but it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? And it was nothing to call out. It was just deflection in this moment. So you want to call her out? Call out the fact that you sneaking and eating meat, nigga. That's what you need to call out. That's the problem. Don't do that. Call out the fact that you lying about this baby. Clavassier, I liked you maybe the first episode. You are trash. Trash can juice now, sir. Jared and Charlie go to the boom boom room. She said it was phenomenal. Why they thought there were going to be no cameras in there, I don't know why. You're filming a reality show. Of course there's a camera in there. Y'all asses didn't care anyways. Y'all was going to fuck, so what difference does it make? The next morning, we see Clay apologizing to Tatiana while they are making vegan breakfast together. I said, "Oh, girl, okay." So, in his confessional, he said that he thought it was funny. What is funny about making fun or making a joke about this lady's lifestyle? She chooses to eat vegan. What about that is funny to you that you thought saying "I'm gonna be vegan too," but you're sneaking and eating meat? That's immature as fuck. So Tatiana said it was making her look at him different. And she doesn't want to lose trust in him because once you lose trust, we all know it's very, very hard to get trust back, right? So she wants to make sure that he is not a compulsive liar that just lies for sport, but he is, sis. He is. And while she is saying that, all he can do is look down and think about his 2-month-old baby that he not only left to come be on this show, right? But he's lying about. I'm so disappointed in you, Clay. I really, really am. Like, I am disappointed in you, Clavassier, because I just knew. I just really had high hopes for you, but I guess. So now the guys are outside and they're cooking, and Ty is grilling, and he's making jokes about how they're going to the boom boom room tonight. And Brittany is like, no, we're not going. And Ty is like, never, ever, ever, ever. No, nigga, because you don't pay attention to her. What if you wouldn't even know if she invited you, so now y'all not going. Brittany then tells Alicia how Ty has been lying and saying that he was going to cook for her and all this other type of stuff when they got here, and he has done literally nothing. So she feels a way about that. Her feelings are hurt. So she asks Ty for a drink. Brittany does. And he was like, I'm going to go get the pasta salad out the house so everybody can eat. I mean, you can wait on your drink. And I was like, damn. I just kind of feel like I have never asked my dude for a drink, and he's like, "Well, I'm doing something for everybody else right now, so you can wait to get your drink." Cause I what? And he like, I just you could have went and got her a drink. It wasn't that big of a deal. So everybody's now eating. She still ain't got no drink. But Ty is telling some of the guys about what happened, and he was like, "Yeah, oh girl over there, that was disrespectful as shit. Oh girl." If we're dating, don't call me old girl. Don't old girl me. So Brittany is like, I can hear you. So Ty starts yelling about how he is supposed to just do everything. I gotta cook. I gotta get pasta salad for everybody. So everybody's supposed to wait to eat because you want to go get a drink. Nigga, yes. Yes. I have never seen my mom ask my dad to get her something. And he's like, well, let me serve everybody else and make sure everybody else, all these other strangers are good. And then maybe I'll get you what you want. Like, I guess. So she tells him that you're not a gentleman and said you aren't doing anything that you said you were going to do. So they have these like little back and forths, and Ty just looks like a simp. He looks like trash. What's wrong with the only decent man on here is Cinco? And that, for all we know, that could be because he's just not getting a lot of airtime. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I enjoyed it. I truly, truly enjoyed it. I feel like the show is moving at a very, very good pace. Let me know what you guys thought. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. Oh, shout out to y'all with the likes last week. Let's do it again. Let's try to get at least 500, 600 likes. We can do it because the views are there. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.